get pissed off, they'll push you, they'll throw a hook punch. Sometimes they'll do this punch here, but normally they'll bring their arm up, you'll see that coming. The most important thing is, my father always taught me, is look with your eyes, think with your brain, move with your body. And the thing is, the key is to be able to make sure that you understand how to move with your body. Make sense? So throw a hook punch. Don't throw hard. Harder than that. So what I don't want is this. And it's this kind of motion. Because we get used to that when it comes to the dojo, we get used to that when it comes to tournament fighting, point fighting, whatever. But throw a hard punch. Okay, you come over here, throw a hard punch. Harder. Now, what I can do is, when someone's throwing a punch like that, if I'm able to do that, especially in a street situation, come in. You feel that? You all right? Yeah, I'm good. Now, why am I able to do that? Because I can't do that and hit at the same time I block unless I know how to do a dead arm. So what happens is most people do this, block, and they'll punch, strike, whatever they're going to do here. And you don't want to go in blocks. I call it blocks because that's exactly what it is. And you start getting so traditional that you forget that the street is totally different than what you would see in the dojo, or in training or in a tournament. And you've got to get the idea is if he throws a punch and I'm able to do this, and I'm able to do this, you're not doing something totally different. But go to punch me. Can you punch me? No. So what we want to do is we want to have, that arm's important. Why? Because I can react quick off it. I can stop somebody who's flinging a punch at me quickly. If he's swinging at me and he's throwing, let me use somebody else. Please. If he's throwing that roundhouse punch, I want to make sure, do it again. I want to make sure that my hand can, and you're going to feel this, go. Now if he does 1, 2, 3, go. Now, try to punch me. Now, why am I able to do that? The only reason why I'm able to do that is because my dead arm and my confidence enough to recognize that if he's throwing a roundhouse punch, I can move off this. See what happens? I hit him here, forward. Now I can't do that if I do this. See what I'm saying? I stop because most people are taught stop the attack and then try to attack. Does that make sense? When I can attack the attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to go street to ground. I'm going to show you something that is very, very important for one reason, because you don't need to go any further than this. You don't need to hurt people when it's not necessary. So if he grabs me, and a common occurrence is this, bam. Common occurrence, pushing, bam. But the grab is very common on the street. In the bar business, I worked in the bar business for 15 years. And a lot of people shove and punch, grab and punch, attack. If there's room, they're going to tackle you. And when it comes to tackling, it's very simple. If you know the anatomy and you study it, let's say he goes down my legs here and he goes to tackle me on the ground, I'll go a little bit faster. I go ahead and go. And I'm here. Now, you attack me. See how fast that is? All right? That will put this guy completely like this. Why? Because, please, just attack one leg. If I'm here, feel this? And I don't know I'm doing much. You come over here quick. I don't like hookies, just so you know. I like using people in the group. Why? Because if you use a hookie, everything becomes easy because your rookie knows what you're going to do. And you know your rookie. Guy in the street is not your rookie. Guy in the street is someone that wants to hurt you. So I believe in that street adjustment that you have to recognize no matter how big a guy is, and he can be big, doesn't matter to me. You got to be smarter and faster, speed. So when he comes in with a tackle, I've got to be like, right in here, feel it? Now go to grab my leg, pull me out. You can't. Now can I move from there? Absolutely. But let me demonstrate the street to ground. Okay? He grabs me here, he throws a punch. That's another thing, throw it harder. I want you to know one thing, or you're going to feel that. I want you to know one thing, that when I'm loose, I can move from here, a little harder, to here. Okay, now when I move to here, I can get him in here. Now can you move? Watch this. And pay attention to it because it's important. Because it's not your traditional, ultra-traditional karate, Ju-Jitsu, Aikido. Can you get up? Can you? Now watch. Now let's say I'm a police officer. Okay? And I'm in this position here now. I've got to get him to his face. And I know that I have to recognize that, you know, I don't want to hurt him, but I want to make sure that he can't move. Can you move at all? All right, can you move at all? Try. Go down your face. Can you move at all? Now, one thing I don't do when I teach the police or law enforcement, Eddie over here was the sheriff department. He's been to my seminars with the FBI. He works, he's actually retiring soon, but he's one of my students. But anyhow, what they call shibori. Feel this? Now, how do I use this? I do what they call INF, Immobilize, Neutralize, Finalize. And what this does is put your hand behind your back. I can make him put his hand behind his back. Now watch me. I don't put my knees on the ground. Kneel on a pebble and see how fast you drop everything you have. I do this. I fold them here. Put it in my gut. Every technique is based upon this. Fold your feet, bring them up. Now I can switch my hands. Try to get out of this. Just try. He can't budge. And it doesn't matter who it is. That is the key to this thing. Now, I'm going to go slow with you. You take a fall. He throws a roundhouse punch. Also, I'm in here and I throw him. Now, I want to get him in the same position. Joint manipulation. I need to be able to bump him. I need to be quick about it. I'm doing it slow. I got to get on here, and bump him over. So now, can you get out of this? Can you get out of this? Put your hand behind your back. And put your feet up. So every position you end up in is this position. Whether it be a uchigari, I can be doing any kind of throw. So what I want you to do is we're going to study this. What we're going to do is this. Let me use somebody else. Please. And again, don't ever think for a second. Throw a roundhouse punch. So throw it as hard as you can. Harder. Hard as you can. You got to learn that if he's throwing a roundhouse punch in, I want to get rid of this guy. I've got to use this. If he's throwing a straight punch here, see where my hand is? Now where are you going to go? I can walk him to the moon with this. That makes sense? I can bring him down here, keep him in this position. I can go into my ground grappling. I can then switch my hand from here, bump him, boom. Get him to it. Knee here, fold this up, bring it in. He's in big trouble. Make sense? Same thing. If you're accurate, he throws that hard roundhouse punch. Now, do you see me move? Watch how fast it slaps. And you'll see just this hand move. Why? Because I know joint manipulation. I know exactly where to place my body to make sure that the joints are in such a position that he can't move. Same thing if he's going to choke me. You know, I'm in here. Now, see with your eyes, think with your brain, move your body. Can you get up? Yes, sir. Can you move? Hey. Can't do anything from here. Simple technique. Again, I can bring him to the ground by just shifting here and switching this up and doing what I did before. Make sense? So what it is logic. It's like saying, okay, what is the easiest way to get out of this situation? And again, if you have somebody who, please, you're a green belt, big guy, he throws a hard roundhouse punch. Okay, I hit him here, I here, and then I can execute from here. Now, I can use this hand. With a big guy like this, what I would do is I'd fold this from here. When I fold it here. Feel this? Now I can bump this up. Now, feel this? And move from here. Okay? Get down your stomach. Move from here. Get your hand out of there. Get your hand behind your back. Move from here. Simple stuff. And I always do this, especially with law enforcement. Why? Because I want to test my ability by saying, hey, can you move? Can you move from here? Can you move from here? Try. Can you move from here? That's it. Can you move from here? Can you get out of this? Fold your feet. Bring them up. Put your hand on your back. What kind of oil are you using on your body? It smells good, too. I swear to God. So you see what this is the key. Not this, not this, not this. Not on my knees. Not bringing my body in here. Not going around here and trying to do this. Get off your freaking knees. Knees should not be on the ground. That's the problem. Put your knees on concrete and move around like this a little bit and see how fast you let go of the guy. That's what gets me aggravated. I see that people teach and I say, guys, did you ever by accident kneel on a pebble? Did you ever by accident step on one when you're going to the beach or something that was sharp? Your brain stops. And you can't afford to have your brain stop. Does that make sense? So, once again, grab punch. Here we go, roundhouse. Straight punch, if he's doing a straight punch, you gotta see the hand come up, which I did see, and as he comes in the straight punch, I gotta turn this over. What can I do here? Switch hands and make you break your own arm. So what I do here, just turn this over. You're a big guy, you're slippery.
He knew you were going to pick him.
So let's start with, I'll give you something easy to start with. Who didn't come up here with me? Come on, you get over here, you young studs. Okay, he goes that hard roundhouse. It's like a piece of wood, I swear I love it. Okay, he comes in here. I just want you to go to this. Now watch my hand. Okay, and all you gotta do is this. And then don't go too hard, push back and lock. That's all you gotta do. Start with that, and then we'll go to the other one. Grabbing the punch. Roundhouse. Here, here, relax. Don't. Once you start doing too much muscle, you're gonna hurt yourself. Remember one thing, a guy will, if he sees that I'm doing so, he's gonna pull this back. And that's easy for me. Why? Because, please, if you're here and I'm here, and you pull it back to punch me, I'm not gonna hurt you. Okay, here, pull back. After I just blocked this, I came to this. You pulled back and punched me. You all right?
Yeah.
That's how fast that works. It's what they call shibori, nerve-related, joint-related. The radial nerve turning over. You gotta understand the anatomy. If I were to take you and do this, and do this here, feel this? I break your arm in 7 places. The radial arm will line up with one another. Boom, they snap. If I do this here, I break in 3 places. And doesn't mean I can't do this in, and here I am. You see what I just did? That's called transitioning. Transitioning hand. Hardest thing in the world is how do you use your hands to transition? The idea is distance. We all know our karate. And if stay still for a second. If I'm in this position here, I know my distance. So I do this. I lay around his nose every time. Make sense? Why? I've been doing it long enough. The thing is, because practice makes perfect. So we do technique. If he's throwing a roundhouse punch, and we're here, we block. Boom, bam, bing. It's all combinations, but you can't do that with speed and accuracy unless you're confident with what you do. Does that make sense? So let's go to those 2 techniques. Grab partner quick.